Bad transition defense. Why is Darius Garland jogging here? Okay? Sprint back. Get back to the three-point line. I don't care that your man is here. Okay? Because look what needs to happen here. This player right here is doing a good job delaying this, not committing anywhere. Because if the pass gets made here, you're sliding over here, and this trailer is getting back here, and Darius Garland's there. Okay? But, I mean, again, if this player does end up driving, you want Darius Garland in the gaps to help, or to be able to be in the gaps to help out, and then this player can come over here, right? So Darius Garland can stunt and recover. So this player is doing a good job. Darius Garland jogging back is a horrible job. And then, again, this player's trailing back, but this player's doing a good job of not committing one way or the other so that this trailer can get back to wherever the ball doesn't. So if the ball gets dropped off here, trailer's going here. Player keeps driving, trailer's going there. Okay, but Darius Garland isn't in the gaps, and that screws everything up, and it leads to an easy Knicks 2. Again, don't get back down the middle. Here comes a stop. Here's a turnover. So this player, just sprint back in a straight line. Sprint back in a straight line. Okay? You're faster than Nerlens Noel, so you should be able to get back ahead of him. Okay? And now since I'm ahead of the ball, then I can move over and I can guard Noel one-on-one. These players also need to sprint back to get to any secondary Knicks player trailing. But again, this player's going down the middle of the floor. See, like if you're, and jogging, by the way. Look, this jogging. So again, if you're right off this turnover, right there's a turnover. Just sprint back in a straight line. Sprint back in a straight line. You should be ahead of Noel. Then you can come over and maybe be able to defend him one-on-one. Okay? But you have to make sure you're ahead of Noel, and then you can come over at the right time, and these two players can trail back and hopefully help you if you can delay Noel's run to the rim, right? But instead, you're getting back down the middle of the floor, which means now, look, now you're, and jogging, which means you're way behind the play. And again, it's just going to end up being a two-shot foul for for Noel. Drop coverage, so you just give up a wide-open jumper to Kemba Walker. That is some kind of defense, okay? So right here, first of all, this is a pretty easy screen to switch, all right? Underneath and immediately battling for real estate with Randall right here, right at the three-point line, okay? And as Kemba Walker comes off this screen, I'm up and I'm pushing him this way, right into a gap defender, okay? Or I can hedge, all right? Ball screen happens, I'm up, pushing this guard out this way. This player's got to start moving now because you can see a ball screen's getting set so that when Randall comes off the screen, boom, I'm in backside help. Now this Cavs player can occupy these two Knicks players 2 passes away, and you can X out depending on where the rotation of the ball goes. But, let's just give up a wide-open jumper to Kemba Walker. Okay, again, you're in drop coverage, so look, you just give R.J. Barrett a free runway to the rim, and it's a 2-shot foul. Okay, first of all, this ball screen is quite easy. This ball, because it's set so far from the three-point line here, all I need to do is just get up, jam the screener with my body. This player can go under, and we're fine, okay? The other thing I can do is I can easily switch this. This player's up here. This player's underneath. I'm jamming for real estate, jamming for real estate, jamming for real estate. So I'm somewhere between the elbow and out. And then this player here can get up, force this player this way, right into a gap defender where there's no place to go. Or I can hedge, right? This player's up, pushing this guard out this way. This player's in backside help on Taj Gibson. The skip pass is made all the way here. It's an easy recovery, okay? If this player decides to cut and they're able to somehow make this pass, this player just roams the baseline here, okay? Yells out, cutter, 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 and then this player immediately drops, and then the backside defender immediately goes here. But you run, of course, the worst of all the ball screen options, and now New York's going to the line. Okay, so you switch this ball screen. This player here needs to get underneath immediately and do a much better job of jamming Taj Gibson. I want to stay somewhere between the free throw line and up so that this player can come up, cut Julius Randle's dribble off, and force him right into the teeth of my defense. I got a gap defense. I should be right here in the gaps. I got a player here in the gaps. okay? But no, look what happens. You let Julius Randle go away from the teeth of your defense, so he's going to get right to the rim and draw a two-shot foul. Okay, off of an offensive rebound, it's the same thing as transition defense. So if I'm Rajon Rondo, okay, I'm not going for the offensive board. That's fine. I have got to find a body, though, okay? Here, there's your body. Why are you going this way? I need to be cognizant of this player right here, okay? So I need to be moving in that direction. Then when the Knicks get the ball, look, I'm not here just in no man's land. I have gone to a body. So I'm over here. So now I can just immediately guard right there. But nope, Rondo's in no man's land, not getting to a body off an offensive rebound, and it leads to a wide open catch and shoot three. Horrible transition defense again, so New York comes up with a turnover. If you're Cedi Osman, just get back in a straight line. We just need you back as quickly as possible. When you go to the middle of the floor, this is taking you more time to get back. Look what happens. Cedi Osman is going towards the middle of the floor. Look, if he just sprints in a straight line, he's going to get to this player, Knicks player right here. But you're going towards the ball. So, I mean, again, instead of Cedi Osman sprinting this way and being near this Knicks player here, okay, I mean, look, here's your turnover. Start sprinting now, in a straight line. You're trailing much faster. But instead, you're going towards the middle of the floor. You even leave the picture. I don't know how that's possible. And now look, now this player is just wide open, and it's an easy catch and shoot three. Okay, idiot drop coverage with later right. Look at this. There's no backside help whatsoever. Okay, and because I'm in drop coverage, I've just created a 2-on-1. Beautiful. So it's just a pocket pass to an easy layup. All right, so this is an easy screen to hedge. Up, push this guard this way. This player needs to move and get in backside help. This Cavs player is now responsible for these two Knicks players 2 passes away. But again, I've pushed this guard out of the lane, okay? So I should be good with backside help right here, all right? But, you know, and then I can X out depending on where the ball goes, okay? But to be just willingly giving up a 2-on-1, it's what are you doing? Down screen, stop. What is this player doing? You've got to show, okay, so that it gives this player time to chase, but that doesn't even matter either because look at this Cavs defender right here. He's not going to chase off his outside hip. Okay, this player doesn't show anyways, but he's going to go up the gut instead of just chasing off his outside hip and having this player show to help him out. So you go up the gut, you're going to be giving up open looks, and that's exactly what happens here. Okay, yes, they're in drop coverage, but that's not the problem. What is this player doing here? This big is dropping underneath the ball. So why are you coming in this way when your man's here? Okay? Get out over here, because when this down screen comes, you've got to be chasing. This player's got to be, wherever the down screen is, stay attached and showing with his arms out. But you've got to get over here attached to this player's hip and chase. But this player's is here for absolutely no reason. His man is here. So you've done nothing to defend your man coming off the down screen. You're going to get nailed with the down screen, and it's a wide open catch and shoot three. Okay, so you're going to switch this ball screen. Rule number 1 is you cannot sag. Okay? Here's how you switch this ball screen. This player's underneath and battling for real estate with Noel at the three-point line. So you can say somewhere between the elbow out. This player is up, cutting this ball handler's dribble off this way and sending him here, where I should be somewhere in the gaps around there, and there's no place for him to go. Okay? But you can't sag. You've got to get up, cut his dribble off, get underneath, battle for real estate. And I'm somewhere around here. So there's no place for him to go, right? Because I've battled for real estate, I'm in the gaps somewhere around there, okay? But instead you sag, you're not pushing him towards any part of the floor where you have gap help, and you're just going to let this player go one-on-one and it be a layup. Same thing, all right? You're going to switch, the player's going to slip it, but you're going to switch this anyways, okay? So look at this right here. This is perfect. I got a man right in the gaps. So get up angle him this way. This player can easily stunt and easily recover without having to move his feet at all. Okay? Or if you want to, you can call out switch, switch, switch now. So what does that mean? Now that means this player's underneath and this player's up top. So now I'm battling for real estate with Noel, battling for real estate with Noel at the 3-point line. So I can cut the court into a quarter. Okay, so now I'm somewhere up the line here on Noel because I'm battling for real estate at the 3-point line, and I'm pushing him this way where there's no place for him to go. Okay, but you don't send him to any gap help because you're sagging. So again, now look, now this player's able to drive, draw help at the rim. You got to help the helper. So now there's nobody to guard the corner, and it's a wide open catch and shoot three. Again, this player right here is guarding the ball just fine one-on-one. Stop. Okay, so look at this Cavs player here. This player's got the ball, okay? We have a gap defender right here, okay? So if he wants to, he can get up and force him this way, okay? But either way, you're not in the game. You're nothing. You just need to stay with your man, okay? So if your man lifts, you're lifting with him, okay? But look what happens. See how this Knicks player is going to, look at this player. This Knicks player lifts. This player doesn't lift with him, so now it's just catch and go right into the lane, and it's going to lead to an easy 2. Okay, so the Knicks are going to have a 1-3 isolation right here, okay? So how do you defend this? Stop. Okay, first of all, you can see this man cutting through. Right now, you can see they got 3 guys to the weak side of the floor, and they're going to keep a man in the strong side corner. So right here, this player needs to get up, okay? This player needs to stay here. All right, and what needs to happen? Well, certainly this player needs to take the man who went to double team. All right, and it's very simple. So now the way the court, and of course I have to send him towards my double team. But now the way that the floor is laid out, look what happens here. So we'll just start it over. This player's over here. This player's up. This player's here. This player needs to kind of sink down a little bit, okay? Because if a skip pass is made to the corner, that's your area right there. And then the man that doubles just comes over here. There's no place to cut, right? If this player is up and this player is here, there's absolutely no place to cut. Because if this player wants to cut this way, you're cool. You're cutting right into a double team, okay? And now this player can stay over here and just worry about the corner, okay? So again, this player's up into a double team. I'm down here. This player's over here and kind of occupying both Knicks players right here. And we're going to X out on where the ball goes. The problem is you can't double from the wing here, okay? Because look what happens. Look at this double team. So now this player's going to rotate up. This player has no time to then X out onto this player right here, and it leads to an open catch and shoot 3. Stupid drop coverage on an empty side. Look at this. I've just given up a 2-on-1. This big's in a horrible spot. So, again, this guard's just going to get right to the rim for an easy layup. How do I want to defend this ball screen? First of all, this is a very easy ball screen to switch. Okay? This player comes off this screen. You're just sending him right here where there's gap help everywhere. Okay, so I can easily switch the screen. This player can get underneath, jam for real estate with Nerlens Noel right away. Okay, so it's an easy switch. It's also, of course, as always, an easy hedge. Push this guard out this way. This player's all the way in backside help here. This Cavs player here is going to sink down and occupy both Knicks players 2 passes away. This player wants to cut. You're going with him. You're yelling out, cutter, cutter, cutter. And now this player right here is responsible for these 2 Knicks players 2 passes away, and that's where the X out goes. Okay? But you're in the worst of all ball screen defenses, giving up 2-on-1s, and it's a layup. All right, so we got a mismatch with Julius Randle here. So they're going to go to a 1-3 ISO, okay? See, 3 on the weak side, 1 in the corner. So, again, what do we need to do? Get this player up, okay? Up. You're up here doubling. We want to obviously bring him into that double. So what then needs to happen? This player slides down. So now I'm guarding both of these Knicks players where neither one of them can cut. None of them can cut. Because where are they cutting to? Right into a double team right here and just clogging up the floor more. Okay? So all I need to do, okay, this player slides down. Let's say this player spaces to the corner. Easy X out. This player then slides here. The man that went to double goes here, okay? But you don't double team at all. You're just going to let Julius Randle go to work on this mismatch, and it's an easy 2. Transition defense. First of all, this is an awful gamble by Rondo. Stop. The Knicks have the ball here, okay? So get back. Please. Back, back, back. So you're ahead of the ball. But you make this terrible gamble. So now you're behind the ball. So now you need to communicate. Stop. You are not going to get underneath the ball here. So this player's got to guard the ball, and then you got to go to this player right here. Okay? You got cross match. It was a horrible gamble, but that's fine. We need to, look at, if we're sprinting, if we're still sprinting and we're over here, this player can cut this player's dribble off and send him into gap help right here. But I've now got to go here, and this player has to go here. That doesn't happen, so now this player is able to get right to the rim and draw a 2-shot foul. That's horrible transition defense. Okay, so this is off of a loose ball. Okay, New York's got the ball. So this player needs to just get underneath the ball. Make sure you're underneath the ball. Okay, and then these 3 need to communicate. Okay, what really, this player is going to come here, but we got to communicate. There's somebody in the corner. Kevin Love's going to go underneath, I'm assuming. This player's going to go in the corner. This player's going to go here. But you have to communicate all this. And if you want to do something else, you got to communicate that too. That's just the easiest way to do it. Okay? But this player, first of all, doesn't just guard the ball. He gambles. Okay? So now look, now he's beat. And now there's nobody to guard the corner. There's no communication whatsoever. And it's a wide open catch and shoot 3. And stupid drop coverage, so you just give up wide open jumpers, okay? Fournier comes off, wide open jump. It's a practice shot jumper. Okay, so I have 2 ways I can do this. 1, I can hedge. Push this guard out this way, all right? This player here is coming in backside help right now. This player is going to sink down and occupy these 2 Knicks players 2 passes away. If a cutter comes this way, then he's going to go with him, this player here, and then this Cavs player is responsible for these 2 Knicks players who are standing right next to each other, okay? Or I can switch this. This is a really easy switch because, look, Nerlens Noel's out here, so his man's here. So you need to do coming off this switch is just let him go this way, right into where there's a double team, okay? This player can even get up the line a little bit, but you're up and you're angling your body so he can go this way into the middle where there's nowhere to go. There's a defender right there in the gaps. There's a wall. He's not going anywhere. But instead, you're in the defensive coverage that gives up wide open jumpers, and so you give up 2. Can't sag when you switch, okay? So R.J. Barrett's going to pull this basketball back out. First of all, this player does not need to be hugging the 3-point line. He can be in, okay? He can, with his back to the baseline, because if this player comes this way, I can just stunt. I can recover easily without moving my feet. So in that case, I need to get up and angle my body to send him this way, where my player here is in the gaps. We also have look at how far over Kevin Love is. Okay, so I can also get up and angle my body this way, so there's no place for him to go. We can stunt, get the dribble picked up there, easy recovery. Okay, so there's 2 options, but you sag so you're not forcing him anywhere. This player isn't in the gaps to begin with anyways for no reason. And R.J. Barrett just going to drive right to the rim and get an easy 2. Okay, so again, in transition, this is a 3-on-2. Okay, so this Cavs player needs to be sprinting back. Just sprinting back, sprinting back. Okay, he's not sprinting back. Look I need you right at the 3-point line right here. You cannot commit towards the ball or this player in the middle here yet. All right? Because right now, you want to see where the ball goes. Now, obviously, if this player keeps driving, then yeah, you got to slide over, okay? But if he makes this pass like he does, then look, now I can shift over to the center here, okay? And then what? Well, if obviously if the ball goes then right here, this player then can stay home right here, okay? We just want to delay this. A 3-on-2, this Cavs player is trailing back. We just need to delay this a little bit so this Cavs player can get back. That's why I'm saying you want to be at the 3-point line, not committing anywhere yet, okay? The ball handler comes this way, yeah, then you commit this way, and then you commit this way. This player commits here. Hopefully this player can get back. But right here, I want to be at the 3-point line because if he just tosses this to Randle, I want to move over here, okay? And then If Randall tosses it back, then I can come back here. But I want to delay this enough to get this trailer back. But you can see he commits to the ball. So now look. Now this Cavs player has to step up, okay? And it's going to lead to a wide open three for Fournier. All right, this is on Kevin Love. Okay, right here, look. So the pass gets made there. What are you doing sagging like this? If you're switching this ball screen, you can't sag. This player's going to come right off of it and get an open jumper. So again, right here, your plan is that you're switching the screen. Cool. Then you should be leveled with a screener so once this player comes off, you're able to guard. And look, this player can get underneath, jam for real estate, and if you're up, you can just send him to this part of the floor because this part of the floor will be all muddied up with a gap defender right there. Okay? But you're sagging when you're switching like this. That just cannot happen. So the player comes off the ball screen and, oh, nice, I have an open jumper. Again, on this turnover right here, watch Darius Garland. Okay, so he just turned it over. So right now, Darius Garland's got to stop his body momentum going this way and immediately sprint back. Whether the Cavs come up with it or not, you got to make sure that you're with this player right here for the Knicks. The other player that doesn't really need to be, this is a stupid gamble going for this ball, okay? The Knicks are clearly coming up with it. The ball's going in this direction. You're not getting it, okay? So you also should sprint back, right? We need at least one of these players to be getting back. But nobody gets back. This player is going to go for the ball, which is gambling as opposed to getting back. This player never gets back at all. So, yeah, again, you're going to end up with a wide open Knicks layup. One drop coverage on a pick and pop. I mean, it's just suicide. Look at this. You're asking this big to drop to the ball and then recover back to Julius Randle. That is never happening. So look what happens. It's a wide open three. So how do you defend this? Okay, one, this is a pretty easy switch to make. Okay, this player's up. This player's immediately underneath. Now I can cut this player's dribble off. And look at this. I got gap help here, and I would have gap help here because this player is switching underneath the screener. Okay, so that's a real easy screen to switch to then force his dribble to the middle of the floor. Okay, you can also always hedge. All right, this player is up here, pushing this ball handler out here. Okay, Kevin Love just needs to move over a step to be in backside help. This player then can just get up the line a little bit, okay, because remember, we're pushing this guard out this way, and keep in mind the second that guard hesitates, picks up his dribble, or brings his dribble back, this player can go from hedging to then recovering back onto his man, okay? But, I mean, you're not worried at all about Nerlens Noel here. If Nerlens Noel cuts when Kevin Love steps in backside help, well, cool, you're just making my life easier, okay? And we can work on Xing it out from there. So switch, hedge, don't do drop coverage, which is exactly what the Cavs do. Bad defense by Kevin Love. You can't get beat baseline. Stop, okay? Why are you letting him go baseline? Get up and bring him to the middle. This is the shell drill, right? So this player is guarding the ball. Ball gets swung to the corner. You need to sag down so that you're halfway between the ball and the three-point line, okay? So look at right now. So if Kevin Love does what he's supposed to do, which is up and push him to the middle of the floor, this player needs to drop just a little bit because right there, you're halfway between the ball and the three-point line. Now if this player comes this way, I can stunt, or right here, I can stunt and I can easily recover because I don't have to move my feet. But instead, Kevin Love gets beat baseline where there's no gap help, and it's 2 points. All right, so again, you're trying to run drop coverage on a pick and pop. You're asking this big here to drop towards the ball, then recover all the way back onto Julius Randle. Hint, that's never happening, and so it's an open three. So there are two things I can easily do here, okay? Right now, I can switch, okay? This player needs to get immediately underneath, okay? And if Julius Randle just pops, then all I need to do is cut this player's dribble off and send him this way because I have a gap defender right here, okay? Or if Julius Randle starts to roll, I'm switching underneath, and I'm immediately battling for real estate, jamming for real estate, battling for real estate. So I'm somewhere between the elbow out. So then again, same thing. I can cut the dribble off, send him this way, and there's no place for him to go. The floor is clogged, okay? or I can hedge. And this same thing. Okay, now this big is up, pushing this player's dribble this way. This player needs to come all the way over here and backside help. Okay? So now this Cavs player here is responsible for both of these two Knicks players there. Okay? And then we can X out if necessary. But the difference here is Kevin Love comes in backside help. This player that goes to hedge doesn't return back onto his man. He's just coming over here and Xing out depending on the rotation of the pass. But we're pushing this ball handler out this way. We have backside help here, okay? And then we're going to X out on the weak side of the floor. But you try and run drop coverage on a pick and pop, and you're giving something wide open up. Okay, so I don't know what's going on here. There is no ball screen getting set here. So if you're this Cavs player, what are you doing? Stay underneath Taj Gibson here, okay? Or you can even come over here and battle for positioning with Taj Gibson, right? Because we don't need you. Look at this. You're letting Taj Gibson get behind you. We have a defender here in the gaps, okay? This player's coming this way. There's no place for him to go. This player's going to be able to, he can even get up the line a little bit. He can stunt and recover easily because he doesn't have to move his feet. There's no screen. There's been no ball screen set. So you've got to stay with Taj Gibson and underneath Taj Gibson, okay? I would have even right here been starting to battle for real estate with Taj Gibson right here, okay? But again, look, you just let Taj Gibson get behind you, and now it's a layup. All right, you have to switch this first ball screen. Stop. You cannot try and fight over the top here, okay? You've got to switch this first ball screen, okay? And then you have the options. But look at this. You don't switch the first ball screen, so look at how far behind this player is. So now you're in drop coverage with this player all the way behind here. So it's just going to be an easy drive to the basket. Kevin Love, as you can see, has to step up and double team, okay, or move much more in than he should. And you can see now it's just a kick out here, and it's just a rip and go drive for a layup. So how do we actually want to defend these ball screens? Again, you switch this first one. So now this player is guarding the ball handler coming off of this one, okay? And this is a very easy screen to switch because this player is just switching underneath, and this player is switching here, okay? And I'm jamming for real estate, jamming for real estate, jamming for real estate. So I should have two defenders in the gaps, one around here and one here. So when I switch this, I can just angle them back to this part of the floor where there's no place to go. Or right here, I can hedge. And this is the importance of switching this first screen. Because if we'll just let the roll through. If I hedge this screen, I need this player over here so that he can't split through. Okay? Then then literally, so this player is now switched here. Now he's going to go underneath. All he has to do is roll with Taj Gibson a little bit. You're hedging. Remember, the second this ball handler picks up, hesitates, or brings his dribble back, the man that goes out to hedge can then recover back onto his man and push this backside defender this way. But I'm hedging. This player can just slide in a little bit. If a swing pass is made here, you should easily be able to recover on the airtime of that pass. But you're in drop coverage twice, which means Darius Garland's way behind the ball, so it's just right to the man in the corner for a rip and go drive for two. Don't anticipate a screen before. Look at this. Stop right here, okay? Make this player come off this screen, okay? Make this player set this screen, okay? But look what happens. This player is going to be leaning and starting to cheat the screen early. So now look, this player doesn't even need to set a screen. This player is just going to blow right by you right here. And look, it draws a double team because you're so badly beat because you're cheating a screen like this, okay? And now this double team comes. You're behind the play, and it just leads to a wide open catch and shoot three on the wing. You set a ball screen in the zone right here. You've got to actually guard this ball screen. I don't know what's going on here. Okay? This player's clearly getting screened. So if you're Kevin Love, and look at this is the problem right here. If you're guarding nobody, you're leaving somebody. Okay? So right here, this player needs to immediately step up. Okay? And again, you got to communicate this in the zone. Okay? Ball screen defenses in a zone can be a little different. okay? But this player steps up when this player comes off this screen. Kevin Love comes here. This player then needs to sink down, and we're good here. Okay, that's how we're defending this ball screen. But when you do absolutely nothing to defend the ball screen, you just give up an open three. Okay, the Cavs are icing a ball screen here, I think, in the middle of the court. You can't ice a ball screen in the middle of the court, you need backside help, but this passing angle is so easy. So again, you're icing a ball screen with no backside help, so it's pocket pass right to the rim and a two-shot foul. Okay? So again, same thing. How do I want to defend this ball screen? First of all, I'm guarding this man straight up one-on-one. If Taj Gibson's going to set this ball screen, okay, over here, what am I doing? I can easily switch this, right? So when this player comes off here, I'm immediately underneath Taj Gibson this way, and I'm jamming for real estate, staying somewhere between the free throw line and up. So this player can then come over here as this player comes off the screen, angle him this way where there's no place to go because I'm battling for real estate right here, and you're just running into a wall, okay? Or hedge, okay? Right here, again, this is so easy to hedge. Okay, this player comes off this screen. I'm pushing this guard out. Where's Taj Gibson going? There's a backside defender right here. So you can hedge, you can switch, but you certainly cannot ice at the top of the key and then also with no backside help. So it's a two-shot foul. Horrible transition defense all the way around. So New York has the ball. If you're this Cavs player, sprint back in a straight line. Sprint back in a straight line. That's the fastest way you get back. Don't go towards the middle here. Look what Darius Garland does. See how he's going towards the middle? So now look at the separation here. So that's number one. If he's just getting back in a straight line, there's very little, if none at all, separation. That's mistake number one. Mistake number two is stop. You don't get back to random spots on the floor in transition. You get back to bodies. This player got back to a random spot on the floor. He should be getting back to a body over here. This player's guarding the ball here. We need this player to stay home here. So don't get back to a random spot on the floor. Find a body in transition. But instead, they're going to swing it. And now look. Now this player has to vacate his man right here. And of course, it then leads to a wide open catch and shoot three in the corner. Again, where are you getting beat to? So skip pass gets made here. Stop. This player needs to be yelling out, I got your gap, I got your gap. So this player knows that he can come over. He wants to angle him this way. There's no place to go. Stunt, easy recovery out to your man who's way out here. Okay? But instead, look, where are you going to get beat? You're going to get beat away from your gap defender. So now that forces help at the rim and results in an open Taj Gibson jumper. Oh my God, more idiot drop coverage off a pick and pop. Again, this player is never going to be able to actually get back out to the three-point line. So again, look at the terrible spot you put him in. Now you give Julius Randle a free drive to the rim and two shots. So again, I have two great options here that aren't drop coverage. Right here, I switch and I'm underneath. Okay, so Kevin Love is jamming for real estate, and this player's jamming for real estate. Okay, so Kevin Love is somewhere around the free throw line, and again, this player is somewhere above the free throw line as well, jamming for real estate on Julius Randle if he rolls. If he doesn't roll, obviously you don't have to do any of that because you're just in the gaps anyways. This player can get up, force his dribble here, where there's gap defenders everywhere. Right here, everywhere. Okay? The second thing you can do, again, hedge. This is a pretty easy hedge. Okay? This ball handler, or you come up here to hedge this ball screen, pushing this guard out this way. Kevin Love steps here. We're not worried about Nerlens Noel here. If he cuts, well, that's cool because this player's occupying both Knicks players 2 passes away. Okay? And you make it pretty easy, and then you X out of it. Okay? But instead, you're in drop coverage on a pick and pop. So now Julius Randle can do whatever he wants and gets right to the rim and draws 2 shots. Where am I getting beat? So you're in drop coverage on a pick and pop, but you recover. You've got to angle your body this way. This player should be in a hair maybe, but his back definitely needs to be totally to the baseline. Because if I'm forcing him this way, there's no place for him to go. I can easily, back to the baseline, I can easily stunt easily recover because I don't have to move my feet anywhere. But nope, you get beat away from your gap help, and now Julius Randle's right to the rim for 2. Ball screen defense. I mean, again, if you're in drop coverage, this player has to stay underneath the ball. You have no choice. So he leaves the ball, and it just leads to a wide open layup, obviously. Okay? So how am I defending this ball screen? Okay? I would hedge this. Okay? Easy hedge out here. Push this guard this way. Well, actually, this ball screen is set so high, I'm sorry, you can actually jam this screener with your body and easily go under and get on the other side. But if you don't want to do that, you can also hedge. Push this guard out this way. You've got ready-made backside help for Julius Randle right here. This Cavs player is going to slide over and occupy both Knicks players 2 passes away. And then you X out depending on the rotation of the pass. Okay? So you can jam and go under. You can hedge. You can even switch. This player can come up here. This player's underneath. Jamming Randle, jamming Randle, jamming Randle, and then this player forces the dribble back to the middle where I have a gap defender here and a gap defender here with this player here jamming Julius Randle as he gets underneath. But you're in the worst of all of these, which is drop coverage. You don't even execute it even close to properly, so it ends up being a layup. Kevin Love, this is bad transition defense. Stop. If you're Kevin Love, you should be sprinting, 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 never slowing down. See, Kevin Love's going to slow down right now. That's too late. That's too early, I mean. Right now, I'm continuing here to sprint back, sprint back, sprint back. Because I don't want to commit towards the ball, okay? I want to kind of still be able to, I want to get back as far back as I can, and I want to delay this so that if I'm sprinting all the way back, I'm much further back here. Okay, right now I'm probably about here. And now I can kind of wait for this. If the ball gets swung here, then I can easily slide over and get called for a charge. And again, you're delaying it so this trailer gets back and can help you out a little bit. Okay? But you slow down here, so now you're twisted around. Now if this ball gets swung here, you're never going to be able to get over here and get this charging foul. Okay? So don't slow down here. Keep sprinting, sprinting, sprinting. Don't commit anywhere. If they make this pass here, then you commit to the charge, and then we've delayed this enough where hopefully this trailer can get back and help me. But see, look, he's gonna commit towards the ball, so now he's never gonna be able to get over and slide over, and it's a blocking foul, 2 shots. Right. So again, you're guarding the ball. Right, stop. There's no airspace right now. There's no airspace. Okay. Again, this is the shell drill. So right here, I'm guarding the ball. Ball gets swung. I'm immediately dropping. Okay, and now I'm immediately closing off this airspace. I am forcing him this way, right into a gap defender where I can stunt and easily recover out to my man who's closer to half court than the 3-point line. But again, where do you get beat? You get beat away from your gap help right here. You're not closing off that airspace. You're sagging. So that forces help at the rim, no one to help the helper, and an and one. This is an offensive rebound off of a free throw, okay? So again, right here, we have a mismatch. You get cross-matched off offensive rebounds all the time. So what needs to happen here? This player can't hug the 3-point line, okay? Cannot, absolutely not. This is a massive mismatch that Julius Randle is going to take advantage of. Shell drill. You need to drop when the ball's in the corner, all right? So you're halfway between the ball and the 3-point line. Now, if you're this Cavs player here, you've got to just push Julius Randle to the middle of the floor. And this player drops, and again, he's easily able to stunt, get the dribble picked up, and recover. What you can't do, you got to force him to the middle of the floor, though, now. The more he backs you down, the more difficult this is. See how he's letting you back you down? So now it's just a 2-shot foul as opposed to you just sending him into gap help, and now that gives you a much better chance of getting a stop without having to foul. This is horrific transition defense. So the Knicks get a turnover right here. Stop. If you're this Cavs player, do not go towards the ball. Just sprint back, sprint back, sprint back. If you're this Cavs player here, you are certainly needed to sprint back, sprint back, sprint back. But look what happens. We got 2 people colliding towards the ball. So now look. Now he's behind both of them somehow. So now look. Now it just turns into an impossible situation, and it leads to an easy layup for the Knicks. This is bad transition defense. It's off a turnover. Stop. If you're Darius Garland right here, just get back in a straight line. Back so you can get back as quickly as possible. Okay? Then because you're so far ahead of the ball, you're probably somewhere around here. Then you can just come over, easily take the ball, and this player can go here. But you went down the middle of the floor, so now you're late to get to the ball, and now it's just a drive right to the rim for two. All right, first of all, if you go underneath the screen, you got to jam the screener. Look at how this player is going underneath the screen, but he's going to be late to get on the other side, so R.J. Barrett's just going to drive right to the rim for a two-shot foul. So again, right here, you got to jam the screener right here with your body. You're up, jamming him with your body if you're going under. It gives him a much easier route to go underneath. Then, when I get underneath here, you know where I'm sending Barrett. I'm not letting him go away from, look at right here. You need to force him this way. I have two gap defenders right here. Okay, this player needs to get his back to the baseline. This player needs to move in a little bit with his back to the baseline as well. But this is where my gap help is. You let R.J. Barrett go away from that, and it results in a two-shot foul. Again, this is a turnover. Evan Mobley has no chance at this ball right now, okay? This is clearly going the Knicks' way. Or even a deflection isn't going to matter because there's two Knicks there. So if you're Evan Mobley, all right, you just drop this pass. Stop. Don't gamble towards a ball you have no chance at. Sprint back. Like right now, look at this. Okay, you drop the pass. New York clearly has the ball right now. So just start sprinting back, sprinting back, sprinting back. Same here. Sprint back, sprint back, sprint back. So we can have a 2-on-2. Instead, you make a terrible gamble. You're not able to delay this 2-on-1 at all to get a second trailer back. And it's just a dunk. Right, so one, if I'm this defender here, I am not just lollygagging back. I am sprinting back. I don't care that my man's behind me. I need to get to the three-point line here. Okay? So look how this guy's lollygagging back. See? So right now he should have been sprinting and at the three-point line. Okay? And then now look what can happen. Again, now I can angle my body, force this player this way. There's no place for him to go because I'm right here in the gaps. Because I sprinted back, I didn't jog back. But again, instead, you get this player isn't here, and this player is going to get beat this way, away from gap help, okay? And look what happens. Now look, now he's just way too low. And again, it's going to result in another two-shot foul for the Knicks. Okay, you're in stupid drop coverage off a pick and pop again, so now it's right to Randall. And look, this player's never able to get set, and Randall's just going to back him down for an easy two. So first of all, this screen is very easy to just switch. Okay, right now, all right, this player is up, this player's down, underneath, battling for real estate at the three-point line. Then this player just needs to send this man this way, and again, there's no place for him to go. I got gap defenders here and here. Okay? The other thing you can do is hedge. Push this guard's dribble out here. When you hedge, though, okay, this player's got to start to come over here. Okay? So now look. Now when we hedge, I'm all the way up here in backside help on Randall. Okay? This player right here for the Cavs can guard these and two Knicks players standing next to each other. Okay? And then you X out depending on where the ball goes. But again, drop coverage off a pick and pop. You're asking that big to drop, then recover back to Randall, which is not possible, and it leads to two.